Hey guys, Seth Lee here, back with another Apex Legends video. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now in today's video, we're going to be going over some update news we got late yesterday. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. If you guys saw my last video, I actually covered some changes that were made to the mixtape playlist that weren't in the patch notes, some new lore, as well as some bugs and things like that. And I mentioned in that video that there were no updates to the dev tracker since the Sun Squad Collection event update came out. Well, late yesterday, they actually did update the dev tracker, so I'm going to go ahead and cover everything they have changed. They basically changed everything that was listed on the dev tracker, so I wanted to let you guys know about this. Let's go ahead and start off with the issues that were moved to recently resolved issues. So these have been fixed with the Sun Squad Collection event. First off, they moved the problem where UI images error when playing Olympus caused it to be removed from all playlists. Obviously, since Olympus is back in pubs, ranked, and heatwave, and all of that good stuff, it is now fixed, and that UI images error is labeled as fixed in a last patch. Next, we have a really good one that was actually moved to recently resolved issues that I'm sure you guys will be very happy about, and it is the problem with performance and stability issues on the Xbox platforms. Well, that was listed on the dev tracker for a little bit there now, and it has now been moved to fixed in last patch. So with this most recent update, you should have noticed performance and stability has gotten better on Xbox platforms, so I bet you guys are pretty happy about that. I'm glad they were able to get that fix out fairly quickly. Well, next we have a problem that was on the dev tracker for quite a while, ever since around late January, and this was a problem for EA app players only, where players that buy Apex coins don't get an updated coin balance until they restart the game. Well, that was fixed in last patch as well, so that is good news. All of those have now been fixed, and that is everything that has been moved to the recently resolved section. Now let's move on to the investigating section. This is labeled as investigating, so they are looking into it, but it is not labeled as coming in a future patch, so they likely don't have a fix for it yet, but they are looking into it. They added a bug where default commands for removing and transferring attachments for weapons was swapped. So if you guys noticed that the binds for that was actually swapped, well, they are aware of this problem and they are investigating and finding a way to fix this and get it back to normal, so I wanted to make sure to let you guys know about that. Next are a few things that were added to the dev tracker that are labeled as investigating and coming in a future patch. So they likely have a fix for these things and are just planning to roll out the fixes at a later date. Starting out with something they mentioned on Twitter yesterday, Belgian players are unable to purchase Sun Squad items, and they do have a fix for this coming in a future patch. It will be fixed. They said on the tweet that it will be April 10th when it will be fixed, so maybe these other issues that are labeled as coming in a future patch will also be fixed on the 10th, like they said on Twitter, for the Belgian players not being able to buy Sun Squad items problem. The next thing that's labeled as coming in a future patch that could be being fixed on April 10th is the Splash Zone iron sight for Flatline is much wider and clearer compared with other Flatline skins, and unfortunately they are going to be making it a bit more cluttered the way they originally intended it to be, so that is labeled as coming in a future patch for that Flatline skin. And lastly, they have labeled on coming in a future patch when holding the tactical button to deploy and jump to Echo as Vantage, Echo will spawn where Vantage spawned or to the last position Echo was recalled to. So I mentioned this in my previous video, but there is a problem with Echo. So when you're holding the tactical button to deploy and jump to Echo, you will either spawn where Vantage spawned or to the last position Echo was recalled to. So definitely something that affects Vantage players, but thankfully it is labeled as coming in a future patch. So that is everything they updated on the dev tracker, and I just wanted to let you guys know about all of that. But the next thing I wanted to cover were a few things I saw on Reddit, starting off with something that I hadn't actually noticed because I haven't played too much Stormpoint and I haven't really explored too much as of this collection event. Well, someone on Reddit made a post that got 2.5 thousand upvotes, and they said there's a soccer field at the edge of Stormpoint next to Cenote Cave. And I'll show it on screen right now. As you guys can see, there is a pretty cool soccer field and you can move around the ball, which is pretty nice. Well, this was actually shown off in the Sun Squad Collection event trailer, but I didn't think they would actually add it into the game. However, they actually have added it to Stormpoint, so that is pretty cool. If you guys notice that map change, that is new since the Sun Squad Collection event. And lastly, I wanted to go over a bug I saw on Reddit that I hadn't seen before. As you guys can see, I'll show it on screen right now. Somebody made a post saying 4-player squad in Gunrun, and as you guys can see, Tiger Squad actually has 4 players, while Wolf Squad only has 2 and Eagle only has 1. That is definitely an issue to have uneven squads in Gunrun. Having 4 would definitely be a huge advantage, so it does look like there is a current bug where you do have uneven squads in certain mixtape modes. Well, I haven't personally experienced this, so I don't think it's too rampant of a problem, but it is definitely something that they should fix in the near future. But that's everything I have for you guys in this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help me out a ton. And if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. It is the best way to support me. But it's been your boy Sethly, and I'm out.